Hey YouTube, welcome back to UniXTCG, and today we are coming at you with another color breakdown from the manga set. I've been kind of putting this one off because I've actually kind of dreaded doing it. Yellow is in a very good place coming off this ban list. They were virtually untouched, and now they're gaining mad amounts of support. I'm just going to put it out there for everybody saying that, like, Bobbity going down to 2 just saved the format from Boo. Not when it was getting everything that is getting in this set. But realistically, the manga set is going to bring Yellow to a place of probably best color in format, like, just bar none. It's ridiculous. We're gonna talk about it more towards the end, but for now, let's hop into the breakdown. So the first card we have on our list is going to be Majin Buu Evil. This is the brand new Buu leader because for some reason we needed a third one. However, it's just generic on the front. It's going to, you know, just gain a card every time you attack, and then it's going to flip over for life or less. Now, flipping over, we get something that we haven't had before, and a lot of people I'm sure really wanted, which is the Kid Buu leader. And this guy's a 20k attack, an attacking, draw one card, and then activate main once per turn. If you have a battle card with a cost of 4 or more, and Majin and its special traits in your battle area, choose up to 1 rest mode card in your opponent's battle area, and it can't switch to active mode during your opponent's next turn. This is a crazy effect, because while it isn't as aggressive as Evil Buu, like Super Buu's effect, this is going to allow you to have a really cool method of control. And because it's just tied to a level 4 cost Majin, you're gonna actually have a lot you can do here. Instead of having to take a gap turn to play out your Goku to stun something, instead of using an energy to maybe play Fierce Hyper Beam, you can play a 4 cost and then just freeze something. You can play a 5 cost Buu, then drop a 3 or 4 cost Buu, and then activate this ability. So it really doesn't take you out of your game plan to be able to stun something, and that's going to be very important moving forward. Looking at its alt art, I've said it plenty of times, the gold foils just don't really do it for me. Realistically, I think the only one that really works is Cell. This does have a little bit of contrast, but it's just not enough to really change up the alt art leader. So I do think that the manga alt arts are kind of a swing and a miss. Maybe it would have been too busy to give them a manga background, but I do feel like just the gold, the flat gold on the background is not enough. Now, going to our first card of this breakdown, you have Dabura. He's a level 4, 30k with 5k combo power, and then permanent if your leader has Bobbity in its card name, or if you have a card with Bobbity in its card name in your battle area, reduce the cost of this card in your hand by 2. So on Fat Boo's front side, which is Bobbity, you'll be able to play this 30k for 2, which is huge. He has no restrictions. He just doesn't stay rested at your upkeep. He doesn't have to KO something. He's just a 30k. So this is going to be a really cool card to play out early and just force your opponent to a lower life total. On top of that, if you have a Bobbity out, it's going to be able to do this as well. So even after you flip into Majin Buu, just having a Bobbity, and yeah, we'll get to some really good Bobbity, is going to allow you to play this out, and that's just ridiculous. Now, looking at his alt art, I have to say this is peak, mainly because Gohan's on it. No, but seriously, I think Dabura didn't get enough shine. He is actually clean, even if you found out he was kind of frauding in Daima, because he's like the only Demon King in known history that doesn't have the Tertian Oculus, or hasn't had the Tertian Oculus, so that's kind of whack. But this is good art, even with Bobbity and his butter teeth, and then you have Gohan in the corner just looking clean. So this is pretty good art. I dig this one. I dig this one. Now, we're going to move on to one of the problematic cards going into the format once the manga set drops, and that is this Bobbity. It's a 2 cost, 5k power, 5k combo power, none of it's relevant except the 2 cost, and he has Barrier, an uninteractable keyword that as of set 6, even though it was introduced in set 3, as of set 6, we have no answers to. And this guy says, end of your turn, choose up to 1 battle card with a Majin or Wicked Soul and its special traits in your battle area, switch it to active mode, and then it gains blocker until the end of your opponent's next turn. Now, what this means is, of course, you can attack with something, you can attack with a Majin or a Wicked Soul, and then untap it and give it blocker for the following turn. This is going to turn a lot of attackers into blockers quite literally out of nowhere. But what it also is going to do on the real is it's going to allow you to have this ridiculous curve of turn 1 cantrip, turn 2 this Bobbity SR, turn 3 original barrier Boo. And what you'll be able to do every single turn, this guy won't be able to be targeted because he has got barrier, and you'll be able to attack with Boo for 25k, and at the end of the turn, you will restand your barrier Boo and give him blocker. So chances are, you're just going to restand him, and he's never going to swing. But if you ever need to get out of an attack, you just let him block, he dies, and then you drop a card and he comes back. So it doesn't matter what force your opponent's coming in, you will be able to just to get out of jail free one time for one card in your hand. And what this leads to is yellow not being able to be double struck out of the game. Like, you'll really just put him on the board. Like, if you curve out, or anytime you establish both Bobbity and Barrier Boo to the board, your opponent can't double strike you without having a huge board that forces you to block before they swing with their double strike. And yellow is very good at locking down your cards. We've seen this new Kid Boo be able to do it on his leader. We have Goku, we have Fierce Hyper Beam, we have Energy Absorption. The point is, you're going to be able to lock down your opponent's board, and if your opponent only has 2 attacks per turn and their leader, you're dropping a 5 for the leader unless they put something on it. You're comboing out of 1 attack, and oh, this is your last attack of the turn, cool. Block it with the Boo, I'll discard 1 more card, it comes back. I mean, it's honestly maddening. It is maddening. So this is actually a really big problem in my opinion, and we need to have some sort of barrier interaction as early as set 7, because this combo is actually ignorant, and the more you test against yellow, the more I think most of you guys are going to come to that same conclusion. So moving over there, we don't want to give that one too much. We've got Vegeta, and this is pretty cool. He's a 3 cost, 25k, 5k combo power. Activate main, KO this card in the battle area. Choose up to 1 battle card with a in your opponent's battle area, and switch it to rest mode. Then, during this turn, the next time you use an extra with a cost of 3 or less in Wicked Soul and special traits from your hand, you don't have to pay the cost. So, here's a couple things. I guess between Shallot and this, these Majin Vegeta cards have a habit of KOing themselves to blow up stuff, which makes sense, very in theme. But this is interesting. You play this for 3, you get a 25k attack, then you KO this card to then go -2 from your hand to then use Final Explosion. Yeah, I'm not feeling that. I don't know if you guys are feeling that. I'm not personally feeling that. So we're gonna go to the next one. This is Majin Buu. He's a 2 cost, 20k with 5k combo power. On play, if your leader has Majin special traits, look at 3 cards from the top of your deck, reveal it to 1 Bobbity, or 1 card with Majin special traits added to your hand. Place the rest at the bottom of your deck in the order. This is crazy. It's a top 3 searcher with the Majin trait, which means that you can still pop it for all sorts of things in Evil Boo. He searches out your 1 of Bobbity, but he also searches out your new barrier Bobbity SR. He searches out your double striker. He searches out your Buff Boo, your Boo SR. There's a lot of stuff this guy searches out. Being on 2 does make him clash with Bobbity on curve, but it's still a searcher. It's an option. If you need more consistency, it is an option. And he even has an adorable alt art. This manga cover is awesome. This is just great. Almost every, if I'm not mistaken, I'm just going to say every, because I don't think I've seen one miss yet. Every red background alt looks gorgeous. Like, we love it. We stand it here. They all look great. They're all nice cover arts. So, yeah, we'll just keep it pushing. The next one here is Majin Buu Evil. And Majin Buu Evil is a 5 cost, 15k power. Very low for that. 10,000 combo power. Hey, we're back, because yellow definitely needs them 10ks. And it says activate main, place this card in your battle area into the owner's drop. Choose up to 1 rest mode battle card with a cost of 5 or less in your opponent's battle area and place it into the owner's drop. Then play up to 1 Majin Buu Evil with a cost less than or equal to the card chosen by this skill and absorption in special traits from your hand. So, letting you know, Majin Buus that have absorbed somebody will have absorption. That means any Bukalos, any Boo Tanks, any Buhans will all have absorption. And if I'm not mistaken, give me a split second to go back and check set 4, right? Because I feel like set 4, I feel like this goes back even then, right? Set 4, Ultra Limit. Let's go over and find Boo real quick. I'm fairly certain Boo has absorption on here. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But Yeah, I'm fairly certain that Boo has absorption. Yes, he does. So even back in the older sets, cards that have Boo absorbing somebody will have absorption on them. So that's actually going to be pretty interesting. The other thing to note is that he's going to place a card with 5 or less in your opponent's drop. So you get around anti-KO effects, and he can touch everything that Frieza can. So in reality, you have Frieza who has 0 combo power and has to essentially use 2 energy every time he uses effect, and he has to swing, which is going to be fun. He has barrier. But this is a 10k combo power that costs 1 more than Frieza, but technically operationally 1 less if you're trying to play and remove on the same turn. So this is actually pretty good. And then you can play out another Majin Buu, which could be your SR, that could be a bunch of stuff. So I do think that this is actually really cool. Saving Grace, they did not say KO this card because that would have been disgustingly nutty. But we're gonna have to test a little back and forth with this card. Now, the next card we have here is going to be Majin Buu Evil, but this is like the Bukalo version. 3 cost, 20k power, 5k combo power. On play, add up to 1 card from your life to your hand, then choose up to 1 battle card in your opponent's battle area and switch it to rest mode. When attacking, if your leader has Majin special traits, choose up to 1 rest mode battle card with the cost of 2 or less in your opponent's battle area and KO it. This single-handedly is making me not want to play Shatley. Because one of the things you can set up against with a fair amount of decks that aren't red is the Trunks on curve, and then you just start building up behind it. This card on curve destroys Trunks. You tap 2, you play Trunks, you pass, your opponent charges, and then goes, Majin Buu Evil, tap that Trunks, take a life, attack with this Trunks, attack with this guy into your leader, and then I'm just going to pop the Trunks, and now you have no removal. Like, bro, what is that? Like, literally, what is that? Okay, so basically, Yellow's gonna get everything. Just let that be known. Yellow's about to get everything. They no longer appear. This thing is smiting Videls. It's smiting GT Trunkses. It's just going hard on everything. Now, we're going to look at this next card. This is another Majin Buu Evil, but this is Buu Tanks. 4 cost, 30k power, 5k combo power. When attacking, once per turn, discard 1 card from your hand. If your leader has Majin and special traits, switch this card to active mode. So this is like a replacement for Buff Buu, except Buff Buu never got banned. So now it's just another option. What do you want to do? Do you want to KO from the field, or do you want to, you know, just kind of discard from hand? If it's not safe to leave a bunch of cantrips and stuff on the board, then you just literally play this card instead. But if we feel like the format's removal light, then you just play the other one instead, or you just, like, dog, it's just, there's too much flexibility within the Buu archetype right now. I just really feel like that's the case. And then we have the alt-art of that Buu, and despite me hating on Buu as a whole, bro, this would make me drop Buff Buu out of my deck immediately. Just having 3 to 4 of these, this looks so freaking good. Just the Fat Buu into the Super Buu into the Buu Tanks. I am loving it. Like, this is great. This is great. So, yeah. This is just, I can't stop gushing over this. I think this is actually one of the best arts in the entire set. But real quick, I know some of you guys are actively looking for a place to buy the Manga Booster. Well, look no further, because Hyper Beam Cards, the store I am in collaboration with, is actually selling them. They have plenty of stock. They're going to take care of their locals, their pre-orders, but you can always reach out on the Facebook or the Instagram while the site is currently under maintenance to make sure you can secure your boxes today. So go in the description, check out the links, and make sure that you have Manga Booster, because man, these yellow cards are snapped. The next card that we have is Majin Buu Evil. This is his Buuhan version. He's a 5 cost, 35k power, 5k combo power. On play, if your leader has Majin special traits, choose up to 1 of your opponent's rest mode energy, and it can't switch to active mode during your opponent's turn. This is actually kind of annoying. There's a lot of decks that need to play on curve. Like, if your board, if the only thing that could hurt your board was being Xeno'd, and you play this card on turn 5 and just make one of your opponent's energy not untap, they untap 4 out of their 5 energy, then they charge up to 6, but they can only use 5. Congratulations, you just push Zeno off by an entire turn while creating a 35k body. You do the same thing to red on the same turn, and congratulations, you just staved off them playing the SCR Goku, which is arguably the best card in the entire color. There's a lot you can do with this card, and none of it I think is healthy. Like, somehow we have arrived to a point where yellow has barrier and forced energy manipulation of your opponent. I don't know what to tell you guys. Like, favoritism is real. Red is just like struggling to breathe outside of Jiren. Cell, hopefully we'll get some more testing in, but I don't think Cell's taking the format by storm. I think Cell is competitive. I think you can easily get into top 64, top 32 with Cell, but I'm not sure if Cell's like, you know, consistent top 16, top 8 material. However, Red is struggling. Black is kind of struggling, though Shallot is a very fun and strong deck. Green has a bunch of gimmicks. Blue lost Peel-Off, but it just shows you that some blue decks are good and great and can operate without it, and some aren't. But Yellow, meanwhile, has Barrier, Hand Destruction, Energy Manipulation. Like, I just don't know what to tell you at this point. We're going to move on to the next card. Now we have a Majin Buu Kid. 3-drop, 25k power, 0k combo power, critical, and then when KO, you discard one card from your hand, and if your leader has Majin and special traits, play up to one Majin Buu Kid with a cost of 4 or less from your drop in rest mode. So the funniest part is about this is if he gets KO'd, you can discard one card from your hand as the cost, and then play that Majin Buu Kid from your grave. So we're not even minusing from hand anymore. You get this guy gets KO'd, and you discard the swap in, and then you just play it from the drop in rest mode. That's gross. And the funny thing is, we know what this card is finna be, which is going to be the next one. This is Majin Buu Kid. Welcome. A lot of you players are going to be annoyed at him, but specifically Yellow Vegeta players are going to be annoyed at this guy. He is a 4-cost 30k permanent. This card cannot be KO'd by your opponent's skills. Not your own, but your opponent's skills. So don't worry, Evil Buu players. You can still pop this guy and get your effects off even after he's swung. However, on play / when KO'd, if your leader has Majin and special traits, draw one card. Then choose all cards with cost 5 or less in your opponent's battle area and all of your opponent's energy. That was the errata. All of your opponent's energy in the battle area and switch in the rest mode. So this is the funny thing about this. If you're playing Majin Vegeta and you do everything and you untap 2 energy, your opponent just plays this and your 2 energy are retapped. So, I mean, yeah. Yeah, the Barrier Buu with the Bobbity can help alleviate this because you'll have kind of a defense set up. But realistically, you are going to be able to shut people's defensive energy off. And it doesn't matter for everybody, but it particularly matters against late game green, which will use gigantic meteors and cells earth destroying blow, or earth destroying Kamehameha. And then you also have Vegeta, which is going to be able to untap and rely on its extra cards. And can you imagine the havoc you'll just like bring to Vegeta's doorstep when 3 turns back to back, like turn 5, turn 6, and turn 7, you play a 5-drop Kid Buu into this and just lock their energy out. And then swing, and they have to get rid of all their combo power from hand, and then by the time you do it on the 3rd time, they might just have a bunch of bricks in hand. Like, they have to play below curve just to have energy open, and then you can still tap that too. So it doesn't even matter. Like, it is actively really, really trash. I don't like the design of this card at all. Also, because of the way it is, you can get double value out of it. Imagine if you just had this on the field from last turn, and then your opponent is Yellow Vegeta, they untap 2, they set up their defenses, they chill. And literally, you just don't even wait. You just start off the turn by like SR Buu, pop this one. Or Buff Buu that's still on the field, pop this Kid Buu, tap down all of your energy, and then I start my turn. Like, nah, dude, this card, I think this card is an actual mistake, but the 0k combo power at least makes it a little dead in hand. But we will see. I just think this card is an active mistake. Oh, speaking of active mistakes, we have got Majin Buu Pure Evil. This is literally 1-drop Frieza from the yellow starter in set 1, except it has Majin as its special traits, meaning that it gets searched off of more cards. It is no longer just a random non-Majin card in your deck. If you activate this card, if on 6 energy, if you play this card to rest like something on your opponent's side of the board, and then you attack with your leader for a draw, and then you tap your remaining 5 energy for Kid Buu into Buff Buu, you know, you get your 30k swing in, you activate Buff Buu's effect, you pop this because it's a Majin, your leader and Buff Buu will restand. Like, nah, dude, there's no reason for this. So next, what we got here is going to be the Majin Buu Good, and this is pretty cool. 3 cost, 20k power, 10k combo power. 3 is a little hefty for what this does, but even so, on play it self-awakens, and then when attacking, if there are 2 or more rest mode cards in your opponent's battle area, draw 1 card. Situational at best. So I wouldn't really consider using this, but it is a card you can run. Next, we got a 2-cost 15k power, 10k combo power Majin Buu. On play, self-awakens, and then when attacking, if your leader has Majin and special traits, choose up to 1 rest mode battle card with a cost of 5 or less in your opponent's battle area, and they can't switch to active mode during your opponent's turn. So a 10k combo that in a pinch can lock something down when attacking, and the deck should not be missing combo power with the way the SR Buu draws. If the cantrip package is still in there, all sorts of weird things. Now we have got Yakon. This is a 2-cost 15 combo or 15k combo power, 15k power, 10k combo power, and it's a blocker that just says when KO'd, you can play 1 non-Yakon battle card with a cost of 3 or less and Wicked Soul into special traits from your hand. So it just kind of levels up. You go from Yakon, I'm sure you can play Pui Pui, you know, just Dabura, things like that. That's pretty cool. And then the cool thing is, since it says 3 or less and Wicked Soul in your hand, congratulations, Dabura is a Wicked Soul, and if you have a barrier Bobbity on the board, you can literally have Yakon be destroyed as a block, and then you can just cheat out that 30k Dabura because he's going to be a 2-cost in your hand because you have a Bobbity on board. So there's a lot you can do with that. Next card, Evil itself. It's a 1-cost extra. Activate main, discard 1 card from your hand. If you have Majin Buu Kid in your battle area, choose up to 2 rest mode battle cards, the cost of 4 or less in your opponent's battle area, and KO them. Now, I'm not going to hold you. Final Explosion costs 3 and ends your turn. This costs 1. You have to have a Majin Buu Kid on board, and you have to discard a card from your hand. So it's a -2 with a condition versus, but it costs 1 versus the no conditions, but it costs 3. I actually do see a world where if the deck has enough Kid Buus in it, this may be the better card. But I do think that unconditional is almost always better than conditional, even with that cost disparity. And now we're at the reprints, and we get to judge the art. This is Bobbity, just the top 5 searcher, and realistically, he got the diabolical glare. Like, this is actually like dude staring. He's giving me not even side eye. This is like straightforward. I think this is good art. This is good art. Then we've got Energy Absorption. This art is very good. It was a crucial moment in the story, but my boy Gohan is getting hoed out, and so this is a 0 out of 10. 0 out of 10 on the art based on the subject matter. You got Majin, Vegeta. This is actually pretty cool. This reprint looks very, very good. The manga style of Majin Vegeta always got the like dark kind of rings around the eyes better, in my opinion, in the anime, but I was digging this. And then you've got Majin Buu Evil. This guy is not really too great. And the art actually is just kind of, this is just kind of a plain panel. Like, it is kind of like an appearance, like him coming out, but this is kind of a plain panel. Buff Buu. This is cool. I do have to say that since they released the gold foil, I don't think many things are capable of stripping that. He does have his like little Hulk out moment on top of the rock where he's like screaming because he's losing who he was with all his absorptions and things snatched out of him. But I think the gold foil is just hard to top, so I don't really have this art that high. And then we've got Majin Buu Pure Evil. Now this one, my only issue is that it's not in color. But at the same time, this is great. I would 100% use this over the card we got in the set, because this is when Buu ate. When Majin Buu Pure Evil ate Majin Buu Good, and he had that like scream, that creepy scream with the steam coming out when he was about to turn into Super Buu. That's clean. That's clean work. So yeah, that's my breakdown of yellow in this set. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it. Like I said before, make sure you go down in the description and check out Hyper Beam cards to get your manga booster fixed while the supply still lasts. It's definitely a hot set, and it will impact the format. So yeah, make sure you like the video if you like the video. Subscribe if you want to see more Dragon Ball Super Fusion World content, and Gundam card game content is definitely on the way. I'll be going to AX or Anime Expo next week, and I'm going to be trying to get my hands on some product, so I'll have some box openings if I can get lucky. lucky enough, and I am super excited to be playing both Dragon Ball as well as Gundam. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. But real quick, I do want to give a special shout out to my Patreon members. You guys are the absolute goats that help me go the extra mile. You guys support me on a different level, and I just want to give a special shout out to my Denizens of Universe X, my Galactic Patrols, my Universal RXtocrats, and then also my Realm of Xers. You guys are the toppiest of my support network for this, and those are going to be the Dallas S's, the Christopher V's, the Bryce R's, the Brother Bears, the BR's, and the Big Daddy Flapjacks. Thank you guys for being in my corner, and I appreciate everything that all of you do, not just the Realm of Xers. So yeah, thank you guys. See ya later.